Look at the beauty there. That is crazy. Talk to me, Goose. What's up, y'all? Goose here. Today I'm going to take you guys to see a beautiful sunset near Cocohead on Kalakaua Ave Highway. Probably saying that wrong, but it's going to be a beautiful sunset. I'm going to take y'all there. I hope y'all enjoy the ride there. I'm going to go down Ala Moana Blvd, show you the Waikiki Strip, Kalakaua Avenue, and I'll go down Diamond Head Road, and I just want to give you guys a feel of what it's like to drive through that area, and then we'll end it with the sunset like I said. But so stick around, and I hope you enjoy the video. So here we are on Ala Moana Blvd. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to try to make the least amount of cuts in this video. Anyways, on the drive there, I don't want to cut anything out on this drive. I want you guys just to experience what it's like if you're not from here. So I'm on Ala Moana Blvd. I'm headed to the Waikiki Strip, which is called Kalakaua Avenue. That's the main Waikiki Strip. And yeah, I'm not going to cut. But if you want to get to the sunset and fast forward, check below at the chapter dividers and you will see the sunset section, so you don't have to watch the ride there. You'll find...
How are they on splitting lanes?
What was that?
How are they on splitting lanes?
Oh, it's illegal, but they're not going to mess with you, I think. So,
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Sunny day like this in Hawaii. The weather's 80 degrees. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic. It's actually after work, so as you can see, it's 5:25 p.m. and everyone is headed home from work. But so if I was on the H1 highway, it would be heavy traffic, but I'm on Ala Moana Blvd, headed the direction of where most people are not going at this moment anyway. Come here on a weekend or a Friday night and this is where everybody's going. You see this this is where they bring the cruise ships in up here. This big cruise ship is here a lot of the time, but obviously when they're cruising they're not there. I've actually never been on a cruise before. My wife really wants to go, but I don't know, I can't push myself to do it. Just, I don't know, just being stuck on a ship. The two big things that people like to do on them is eat and drink, and I don't drink, so that's half the fun. But anyhow, yeah, beautiful picturesque scenery out here, buildings, Honolulu. Over here on the right we got the Aloha Tower. You can't really see it behind that tree. Let me see if I can get you a view. There it is. It's the Aloha Tower. This whole area, there's some restaurants over there, and there used to be a school restaurant in there. I remember going there as a kid. I forgot the name of it, but they had this this nacho plate. It was called a Macho Nacho, and they gave it to you in a car hubcap. It was like a car hubcap full of nachos, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. You know, being a kid, you're like, this is so cool. But yeah, that restaurant's long gone. I don't even think they have any more restaurants in the Aloha Tower anymore. That restaurant was actually in the Aloha Tower, but they do have a the old spaghetti factory, which is a good spaghetti restaurant. We usually go there during Christmas time because they have the Honolulu City Lights down here at City Hall, and so we'll go down there and eat at the spaghetti factory, and then usually we'll either walk or drive down to City Hall and check out all the Christmas lights. They have a real cool Christmas setup. Matter of fact, I will show it to you on this channel during Christmas time. I'm going to drive out there and I'll show you what it looks like. back here any day of the week, I would know the name of it, but because I am communicating on camera, I can't think of the name of it right now. But we used to go there a lot when I was a kid, a little kid. My mom would take me out there, and it used to be a really nice park. And you know, I'd have, bring my rollerblades or my skateboard, and we would ride around. But now it's kind of been run down a lot from what it used to be, and so unfortunately it's not as nice as it used to be. I don't really think a lot of people go out there as much anymore. But anyhow, they have some good surf spots off of there too. Me and my friends used to, you can paddle out from that park, and you can go to Kewalu Basins, you can go to Ala Moana Blvd. It's kind of a far paddle, but it's one way to paddle out. You paddle out over the channel, the boat channel, and you get out there. Also, Point Panic is over there. That was one of our favorite spots back in the day. We boogie board. You know, I surfed there a couple times too. But it's right on the water, and right, you know, they call it Point Panic because the rocks for the park is like basically right in front of the break. So, you know, you catch a wave and you got to pull out, or else you're gonna go into the rocks. There's a marina over here, and they park all their boats and sailboats here. And if you follow Sailing with Phoenix, it was nearly an overnight sensation. He quit his job and he decided he was going to sail from the West Coast to Hawaii, and this is where he came, right there. And he might still be in there right now. I know lately he's been sailing, you know, in between all the islands and stuff, so he might not be there at this moment, but he might be. That's a really cool thing he did. Super brave. But yeah, on the right here you got Ala Moana Beach Park. It's a nice park with some good walkways. A lot of people walk here, run here. It's an awesome beach right there. It's good for if you like to swim, like not just general swimming. I'm talking about like, you know, lap swimming or like actual Olympic swimming or whatever, you know. But you can go out in the open water there. It's blocked off by, there's a big wall in the water that stops all the surf, so it's just nice calm water, and you can swim really far, and it's deep there, so you can get a ton of good training in there. I used to do that back in the day when I did triathlons and all that. You know, that was like 60 pounds ago. 60 pounds and 15 years ago. Yeah, on the left here you got some nice condos, and the biggest mall we have on island here, which is called Ala Moana, is up here. So it's a nice mall. They got a ton of stores there, like multiple levels, good restaurants. They got some good bars in there. Hey, I said I wasn't gonna make any major cuts in the video, but unfortunately, mid-ride, my memory card filled up, 1 terabyte. So I probably got to do a better job of making sure that I clean off some footage off of there that I don't need. I'm not sure exactly where it cut off, but it cut off somewhere. As soon as I realized it was cut off, I pulled over and deleted a bunch of videos and restarted, and here we are. Now sunset's supposed to be around 6:15. It's 5:45, so I hope I make it there in time, but regardless, we're going there, and what we see and what we get is what we get. We roll with the punches. Alright, here we are in the heart of Waikiki. This is Kalakaua Avenue. This is the strip of Hawaii in the center of Waikiki. So out here you have a lot of things, restaurants, hotels, bars, and you pretty much got that anywhere you go, right at any strip. But the one thing that this strip has that a lot may not have is it has the ocean right next to it on the right side. So a lot of these hotels, they're butted up right to the ocean, and as we get to the end, you'll see the beaches 30 or 40 feet away from the road. Oh, there we go. They all turned green. So this is the main street in the Strip, but you have some streets back this way to the left behind, and there's a ton more stuff there as well, different bars. There was a time where I used to come down to this area pretty frequently, and if you want to party, there's a lot of places to party down here. So, and this is where, you know, all the tourists from all over the world, they come here to experience this. You got a lot of Japanese that come here, Australians, I mean, you know, other people from the States. They come from everywhere, and they all come here. So when you go to a lot of the bars or the clubs down here, you'll run into a plethora of different races and people from different cultural backgrounds, which is really cool. And that's a nice bike. Those electric bikes are the shit. You can see it's pretty lively down here. It's a Thursday evening. There's always people down here. Thursdays is one of the best days. Thirsty Thursdays. Waikiki Beach, not Ala Moana Beach. This is an awesome place to come, and like I said, the beach is right next to the street. You see a lot of people in the water there. Some good fun surf out here from time to time too. Good place for beginners to come out here and surf. So if you're unfamiliar with the island, this is the south side of the island, the South Shore, and don't get me wrong, swells get big on the South Shore too, but they don't get as big as they do on the North Shore. The North Shore is where the surfing mecca is, and I will definitely take you out there on one of my future episodes, not too far from now. But out here, a lot of nice views. There you go, see Diamond Head in the background over there. Got a zoo over here to the left, the Honolulu Zoo. So if you like to go look at animals that are trapped in cages, that's where you go. I'm not much of a zoo guy myself. I always get scared, like the lions or the gorillas, especially the gorillas. I remember, I think, what zoo was that? The North Carolina Zoo, and the gorilla was like banging on the glass, and the glass, of course, is, I don't know how thick it is, it's super strong, but he was hitting it and kicking it so hard, I thought he was gonna break through that thing. I mean, and I'm like, dude, if this gorilla breaks out, we're dead. But yeah, so maybe it's an irrational fear, but yeah, that's what I think about getting mauled or getting my arms torn off by a gorilla. But we're coming up on Diamond Head Road. I don't know if you can see it very well through the trees there, but in the background is Diamond Head right there. There's a nice little hike there you can do. There's kind of a crater on the inside of it, and you drive through a tunnel, and then they got a nice little hike you can do over there. It's pretty steep, but it's mostly like it's safe. It's not like, you know, there's railing, there's handrails and everything. It's pretty much designed for tourists and for everybody to be able to do. But if you're not in shape, it's going to be pretty taxing on you, because there is some steep stairs, and you are climbing up a good ways. So just keep that in mind. But that's definitely a must visit spot. And if you watch, most people have seen, you know, Hawaii Five-0, like the original Hawaii Five-0. I'm talking about when they have Diamond Head in the scenery in the background, you know, in the intro. So it's an iconic view there. So put that on your list. If you're coming here, you gotta go to Diamond Head. Make sure I'm still recording. I am. We're at Gravy. Hey, look at this. They got the fountain working again. I'm pretty sure this thing wasn't working for probably like 10 years. I drove by this maybe a few months ago, maybe like 4 or 5 months, and it still wasn't working. So I haven't seen that thing on in a long time, but it is on again. That's good. Got about 20 minutes before sunset. Let's see if I can get there. Get you guys a nice view. Now we're turning onto Diamond Head Road, as you can see on the sign there. So this road, it goes around the south side of Diamond Head, and right next to the ocean. It's a big cliff going down to the ocean, so you kind of go up in elevation a decent amount. I notice a lot of people run here. This is like people's favorite spot to run, probably because it's a good hill climb. It's good training, and also the view is beautiful when you get up to the top. You'll see here shortly when we climb up to the top here. The ocean out here in this area, it can get pretty rough. There's, I've surfed out here before. There's people who surf out here. Just gotta be aware, because you're kind of on the outside point of where the land sticks out, and so the winds get strong out here. They used to do a lot of windsurfing out here. They probably still do. I haven't really seen much, but I don't really come out here a lot anymore. But yeah, they do a lot of windsurfing out here, and of course the open ocean winds just whip around the south side over here. We used to come surf out here years ago, and I just remember getting the current just taking us, because the wind's blowing so hard. So you just gotta paddle a little harder to stay where you need to stay at. Yeah, I'd planned on stopping here for the video, but because of a little fiasco of not having enough space on my memory card. Those are the same guys we were talking to earlier. They're like, we're going to Diamond Head. I'm like, me too. But yeah, because of the little fiasco of me not having any space on my memory card, kind of limited on time, so I'm not going to stop here, but hopefully you guys can get some nice views. Oh, looks like I got a good swell. Nice south swell, man. Some good wave down there. Back to the surfing side of this whole thing, the South Shore. Waves hit the South Shore, the swells usually come in the summertime. So there's still some swells during the winter time on the South Shore, but summer is when the real swells are pumping here on the South Shore. And like I said, it's not like the North Shore where you're getting 25-foot plus waves at Lake Waimea on the North Shore, but the waves do get big here. And just for your knowledge, your general knowledge, the waves in Hawaii are not measured by the front. So when someone says, for example, a 25-foot wave in Hawaii, they usually say 25-foot Hawaiian. They're measuring it from the back, which is roughly about half the actual size of the face of the wave. So if they say 25 foot, that means the face, and what you're looking at is 40 to 50 feet. And so those kind of swells don't hit on the South Shore. They do get big though. I'm pretty sure I've seen them get up to like 10, 12 feet maybe on the South Shore, which again is 20 to 24 foot. But I don't surf those kind of waves. Those kind of waves require a certain breed of person, a certain caliber of person that I am not. Yeah. So anyway, that's the South Shore. And the North Shore, the swells hit there in the wintertime. And that's when you get, you know, like the big competitions, like the Ediakau big wave competition at Waimea. And those waves get huge. Like I was saying, 25 foot plus. And they only run the eddy in the biggest maxing out waves possible. Matter of fact, I just seen they released the list of the competitors, the selected, the people who've been invited to participate. And so, of course, you have all the regulars that get invited, like the local guys, the local crew that is always in the competition, and you know, then you got some of the regulars that aren't local, like Kelly Slater. Kelly Slater always gets invited every year, of course, because he's probably the greatest surfer that ever existed during his time, and he always gets invited. I think I recall the interview I heard from him, and he's like, man, every year they invite me to the eddy, and he's like, I don't want to go because I don't really want to surf those kind of waves anymore, you know, that shit is fucking dangerous. He didn't say that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't believe people go and surf those waves. But if you come here, if you decide to come here in the summertime and you're staying on the Waikiki side, South Shore side, like I said, that's when the waves down there, you know, that's when the swells will pick up on the South Shore. So if you want to witness what the surfing mecca of the world looks like on the North Shore, it's best to come during the winter months. That's when the swells hit. We're coming around the end of Diamond Head Road over here. And I'm going to jump up onto H1/Kalani Ane'ole Highway. And hopefully we can make that sunset. Go, mother brother, go, mother brother, go. Stuck around this long, you are dedicated to the cause, and I appreciate it. I truly appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos and comment on my videos. And I would be lying if I said every comment I get doesn't excite me. I get excited about the comments, and also getting a new follower. I get excited when I get a new follower. And as of this moment, last I checked, we are at 128 subscribers. So we are making progress. That's not the goal, but that is just a reward of me continuing to achieve my goal, which is to be consistent and get better at what I'm doing every day. So every time I get out and get footage and edit videos, I'm trying to do it better than I did last time. And there's a lot of different parts of this thing that are challenging. Learned a lot already, but I've still got a lot to learn. So I feel like this is one of those things that you can never perfect, and you just keep trying to get better each time, because the amount of knowledge that's out there on all the aspects of this, you got to think one of them is time management. So, you know, one aspect is time management. Okay, you got to be able to manage your personal time and your work time, because I have a full-time job, so I have to manage that and manage getting out and getting footage timing of that, and then manage getting in editing time. And so it takes a lot of time. This is I feel like, honestly, this is like a second full-time job, but it's something that I really enjoy, so that's why I keep doing it. But you got timing, then you got the logistics of everything. You know, how are you going to capture the footage? How many batteries do you need? What camera are you going to use for that? What angle are you going to use for that? You know, what microphone? How are you going to capture the footage from where? You know what I mean? There's just so much stuff to think about, and sometimes you can kind of overwhelm yourself. And I kind of learned a little bit just to have a general idea of what I'm going to do, and then just do something. You know, whether or not it's exactly how I wanted it, it's all right. Just do something. Don't let perfection stand in the way of good enough. And so I usually have a general idea of what I want to do now, and then I go out and just kind of wing it. And then the good thing is I'm not live, so I can always just edit out anything that didn't make the cut. But now we're in Hawaii, and this is where, bluntly stated, all the rich people live. If you live over here, you are wealthy, far wealthier than I. And salute to you. A cool story. You know, I'm from Hawaii, right? But I was in the military. I was active duty. I was in the Marine Corps, and my second duty station, I got stationed back here in Hawaii because I requested to come back when I re-enlisted. And there was a time where I got assigned for a year as the general's driver, so I was driving around a 3-star general. That's the second highest rank in the entire military, and that was a cool experience. But the reason I bring this up is because we used to come out here all the time, because he'd have to come to dinners and, like, on the regular, you know, you got dignitaries and a bunch of, you know, high-level individuals that live out here, and we're doing like professional dinners, like official dinners, not just like they're going out to hang out with them, but official business dinners at their houses, or, you know. And so I used to drive up here around 6 o'clock and then just sit up there and wait, and I would see some of their houses, man. I'm like, my God, like on a mountain with the best possible views. And it was good times. But if you can see back there, that mountain right there, I don't know if my finger's on it, but it's on it from my perspective anyway. That is Cocohead, and we're going to be kind of next to that. It's called Cocohead Crater, and maybe you can see how steep it is on the right side from here, but that's a cool hike to do. Now this hike is a little more dangerous than the Diamond Head hike, because this one is straight up. I mean, like as straight up as possible. Like I'm talking, it's damn near vertical, but there's steps all the way up, and there's a little train track part. I mean, it used to be train track. It used to be a train, is what it used to be. Don't ask me how the hell they got a train to go nearly straight up and down, but it was for the military, so I don't know how the hell they did it. But anyway, there's a little portion where there's like some steps, and there's pretty big gaps with like maybe like a 30-foot fall. So you know, my kids did it when they were younger, so as long as you're not clumsy, you'll be okay. But people do fall from there time to time, and you get seriously injured. And so this one is maybe for someone looking for a little bit of a challenge, you know. And then the hardest part about it is the physical part, because like I said, it's straight up, and it's not like, you know, you're just going up for a little bit. It's the entire way. Matter of fact, when it starts off, it's less steep, but then as you go, it just gets steeper and steeper, and it takes a good while to get up there. And then the other challenging part is there's no shade anywhere, so it's straight beaming sun right on you. So if you go, it's best to go early in the morning, so at least you're not dying of like heat exhaustion. But done it a couple times, and it's a great workout. There's people who do it like every morning for their workout, and you see them, they run up that thing. But yeah, running up that thing is not for the inexperienced, because it's essentially a wall with steps. And I don't know how many steps there are total, but it's got to be over 1,000, and every single one of them is up. And then when you come down, your legs are just gelatin, and you got to walk down a straight cliff with steps, super steep, so you're like trying to hold yourself up. It's good times. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But it looks like the sun is nearly setting. Hopefully I don't miss too much of it. But one cool fact about this whole thing is I'm actually making this, doing 2 videos and capturing footage for 2 videos in one session. So that's part of the learning curve. Is, you know, I'm realizing you can't just, I'm trying to get ahead of posting every week so that I have videos that are already being posted, you know, scheduled to be posted, instead of right now I'm kind of every Monday I'm like, or every Sunday is I'm pretty much editing, and during the week I have to get the footage. So I'm not, you know, rushing it or anything. It's just I have a deadline every week, and if I don't make it, then the video doesn't get posted. So, you know, there's so many factors involved with making that deadline, you know, like work, and then, you know, I'm limited on time, and then you know, weather, obviously. Like, I mean, whether or not it's raining, I'm still going to get out there, but, you know, it could affect what I'm planning on doing, right? So there's just a lot of different things, and then just planning it all out, right? It takes time too. So what I'm trying to do now is record multiple, or use one session as the video, as a footage for multiple videos. And so last week's video that you saw, I was probably wearing the same thing as what I'm wearing right now, because that part of the video was for last week. But out here in Hawaii, there are a lot of restaurants. There's a mall out here. The mall out here is okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably my least favorite mall on the island. It's called Kahala Mall, but a lot of people like coming out here to that mall. To me, it's my least favorite. Oh, there's still some sun. I can see it beaming over there. We gotta hurry up. We're almost there. We're almost there. I love the beautiful color of the sun, man, when it's setting like this. Paddling out there, and that's a good workout. If you've never done outrigger canoe paddling, it's really fun. It's a really good workout. Full body, legs, back, arms, everything, shoulders, your lungs, because you're screaming. right there on the left. That's Cocohead. You see that little line going up? That's the path up. And you'll actually be able to see it at the spot I'm going to. You'll be able to see it real good from there as well. But look at that thing. Straight up, man. I'm sure there's people up there right now waiting for the sunset from there. And as you can see here, this is where I'm going. People are gathered for the sunsets. Wow. Look at the beauty there. That is crazy. Look at that. Hope you guys enjoyed that sunset. As you see here, that's Cocohead Crater. That thing is super steep. It's a good workout if you're ever out this way. You gotta hit up Cocohead Crater. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, consider subscribing to my channel. And you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.